Hey parents, welcome back to this week's at-home video. I'm excited to be able to share with you a little bit more. Over the last couple of weeks, we've been talking through what it looks like to kind of prayerfully examine what we were doing and what was filling our schedules before all of this great pause that we're in the middle of, and examine what goes back into your schedule once we come out the other side. And so I've asked you and challenged you to kind of prayerfully consider that, look at that, talk about that as a family. But this week I wanted to say, man, what would it look like for you as a parent to really, and as couples, to sit down and examine what it looks like to develop almost a system for deciding what your family is going to be about, what are going to be the non-negotiables, what are going to be the things that are the pillars of what you do as a family, that's going to kind of be the filter for everything else that's allowed into your schedule and your time. And so that's going to take some work, but we know in Scripture, we talk about this at FSM all the time, that you as parents are the disciplers for your students. Like, God has given them to you to train them up in the way that they should go. That's your calling, that's your gift. And so at FSM, we want to partner with you in that. And so just right now, again, while a lot of us have some more time than we did before all this, and as you're examining what that looks like, what would it look like for y'all to sit down and take the time to develop kind of as a couple, and then bring that to your student or your children and say, okay, here are the things that we are going to say are the non-negotiables for our family. Now let's make a list of all the stuff that we do and find out where it fits into those. And if it doesn't fit into one of those non-negotiables, if it isn't putting forth what you are wanting to put forth as a family, if it's not pursuing what you want to pursue as a family, man, what would it look like for you to leave that to the side when we come out of this? What would it look like for you to kind of hone the things that you do as parents, as a family, and challenge your students to do that? Because all that's going to do, one, is show them that they need to have priorities in their life. When you are setting them up to follow Jesus and talking about Him being the main priority, that's going to set your students up to follow after Him when they leave your house to go into the workforce or college or trade school or whatever it is that comes next for them. So you're equipping them in that. And so I would challenge you as parents to sit down and develop that, think through that, and imagine and dream and pray about what it could look like to take this chance that you have to focus your family in a direction that is going to be even more bent toward God's kingdom. Because so many of you are pursuing that and building for that now, but there's always room for us to grow. There's always a next step that we can take. And so maybe in this, what God's trying to teach us is to sit down and examine and pursue things that are going to help us take that next step, to be focused more on His kingdom, to be focused more on making disciples who live by His grace and for His glory at home and across the world. So I would love for you to sit down and do that as a parent, as a couple, and then to talk about that as a family and really work through and decide as a family unit, these are the things that we're going to be about. And this thing and this thing and this thing that were really important to us before this, and now we've had a time to kind of hold it up to the light and see its benefits and its drawbacks. This is not something that we need, and we're not going to pursue it anymore. So anyway, praying for you guys. I love you guys. If you've got questions or want to talk about anything or need anything, please reach out. But we've got service tonight, 6:30 online on YouTube. You can go find the Fellowship Students page and stream it at 6:30, and then we'll be on Zoom calls afterwards. So look forward to seeing your students tonight as well. You'll have a great day.